Hey guys, so this is our third video in the Rust programming tutorial series. Today we'll be looking at data types, but before that, if you are enjoying this series so far, make sure you like the videos, you share with some couple of friends, and most importantly, subscribe to keep me motivated so that I can continue and produce videos for this particular series. Enough with the talking and the self-promotion stuff, let's roll into it. All right, so we'll continue from where we left off in the other video where we learned about variables. So I'll first of all get rid of all of these. And today we'll be looking at data types. So before that, let me kind of stop this AI thing. Let me snooze it for some couple of minutes so that we can have some time and write our code. All right, so let's have a brief context on what data types are. So you just imagine data types like the kind of values the variables can store. Anytime I teach students about data types, I just give them this example. Imagine your room. So in your room, you have where you put your shoes, you have where you put your dirty clothes, you have where you put your clean clothes. Like things are placed in the right places. You will never put your shoes in your wardrobe. So just think of data types like that. The type of data you have and how you need to handle it. Okay, so variables store data, but it depends the kind of data you need some particular variable to store. So data types helps you to be able to perform actions based on the type of data you have. So that's what we are coming to learn today. Rust on its own can assign the data type automatically, but in situations where you want to be strict, you have to be able to specify the data types or the data type that you need. So let's get into it and start assigning some type of data. So let's say for integer, if you want to assign a data type to a variable and to specify that you want an integer, you can do something like this in Rust. So let's say let age, and after saying age, now you can specifically say, okay, I want an integer, and you just write I, and then what follows is the bit. So the I here specifies that that is an integer. The next thing is the bit. Is it 32 bits, 8 bits, 64 bits, and so on? So let's say we want 32 bits, and now we can say this is equal to 55. So what we have just done here is that we have assigned our age the data type we want. We want it to be what, 32 bits, and this one in Rust we call it signed. Okay, so we have signed and unsigned. The difference is that with signed is an integer, and with signed it can work with both negative and positive values. So I can give it a negative age, such as something like negative 55. Okay, so let's remove the negative for now, but you just have to know with signed or integer data types, it can take both negative and positive. Okay, and we can sign it the bit of 64, 8, 32, and so on. So what we have done here is that we've given our variable name age, we have assigned 55 to it, but we have also specified the data type to be 32. Okay, so we can do some more. That is for integer. If you want to do float, you can just say the same. Let's do counts, and then over here we'll specify that we want it to be float. So for float, you just write F, and then you specify the number of bits. So we can say float 32, and here we can say this equal to another number, let's say 65. Okay, so it's the same thing. So we are able to specify the data type that we want. We can continue and do it for Boolean. Okay, for us also have Boolean. So if you want to do Boolean, let's say let is underscore user. Okay, so let is user, then you do the same thing. You write bool, and then you specify true or false. So let's do true. You can as well do false. For Boolean, it's either true or false. So that's how it works for that. Let's do unsigned, because I talked about unsigned. So we can just say let counting. So let's do counting, and the data type here we can just do u. So for unsigned we use u, and then the bit. So we want unsigned 64 bits, and we want it to be some number. We want it to be equal to some number. So let's do 32.5. Okay, so we can do something like this, and this is what unsigned data type. So for the unsigned data type, it only works with positive numbers. It doesn't work with negative numbers. So you can do unsigned data type and move it to something like negative 32. So even with this, let me just make it 32 because it's unsigned int. Okay, so yeah, these are some of the data types you can use in Rust. We have a lot of them. In the next video, we'll be doing arrays and tuples. I wanted that to be in a new video so that I can quite explain it for you guys to understand. These are some of the important data types in Rust that is very good that you can learn and use at any time. Let's continue. We also have character, so we can say let's call it our grade. Okay, so let's grade, and grade here we can call it, give it a data type of car, and we can say this is equal to A. So you got A in your examination. With character data type, you can use single quotes, which works. Okay, other than that, Rust is known for the double quotes. So with characters, you can go ahead and use single quote for it. That works at all costs. Is that okay? So these are some of the main data types in Rust, and we can go ahead and print. So let me print, and for printing, I'm going to use AI because I don't want to rewrite all of that. So let AI help me to print ln, and I'm going to print all of them. And now let's build a project. Make sure you save it. So you build it, rust main.rs, and we've gotten some errors. So let's see, because we got some errors, let's see how we can fix them up. So expected, the first error has to do with let its user bool should be equal to true. Then which one again? Let its user bool. Okay, we've solved that. Then we also have a mismatch here. Let's count f32 float 32. Okay, so we did float here, so float 32, and we have assigned 65, which is an integer to it. So that should not be the case. So once you say float, you have to make sure the number is float. This is why I am liking Rust, because it makes sure you do the right thing. And if you don't do it, you are going to run into errors when you are trying to build your project, which is very good, because if you go through all these errors and you solve them, that means in production you are not going to get these problems. So that's one thing that I like about Rust so far, which is very, very good. So yeah, it shows you what you need to do. So those are the errors. Let's try and rebuild and see if this time around we'll get some errors. Okay, so the build was successful, and now we can run it, and you can see we got our age, we got our count, we got its user counting grade, and everything works just as a charm. So now let me take you through once again. So I said for data types, it helps you to know the values you assign to a particular variable. Okay, and then in Rust, to assign a data type, you make sure you follow this syntax. You use let as usual, the name of your variable, colon, and then the data type. So are you signing an integer? So if it's an integer, you start with I. 32 means 32 bits. You can do it 64 bits. You can do it 8 bits, 16 bits, and so on, based on the data you are working with. So that's how it follows. With float, you use F32. You can also do 16, 8 bits, and so on. Then for Boolean, it's either true or false. So it's user, which is bool, is equal to true. You can as well do it or make it false if you want. And that's for the Boolean data type. Then we also have unsigned ints. Okay, so for unsigned int, I told you it only takes positive values. You can never give this an negative value. If you try, let's say negative 32, that should throw some error for you. So let's try and build that as a proof, and let me see if it builds. So you can see about one error, and if you see, you can see here cannot apply unary operator to type unsigned 64. So that is just it. You can't do it in negative. Okay, you can make it to be negative. So that is just it that you have to know. And also we have character or char, which is you can specify a single character, and I say it works with a single quote. Let's have string. So let's do name. Okay, so that's fine. So for strings, you use this ampersand str string, which is equal to this. So this works for string, and we can come here and print string just like this. So we have string as well, which is another data type in Rust. So this is all I'm coming to cover in this tutorial, to teach you the basic data type. In our next tutorial, we'll be looking at the compound data type, which is tuples and then array. So for tuples and array, I want to explicitly explain it very well, so that's why I'm pushing it to the next tutorial, where we'll look at how we can create it, how we can access data, different ways of creating it, and how it also work in Rust. So yeah, the name is also here, right? And this is all for this tutorial. But before we go, as usual, I have an assignment for you, which will be on the screen somewhere here. Make sure you attempt it, you try it, and submit your answers in the comment section. Let me know how it goes. I'll check through and make sure I validate it for you guys. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you share, like, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.